Well, hello, good morning, and welcome to Here Today, Where Tomorrow. Today, we're going to start by changing out the anode rod in this water heater right here. Now, if you don't know what an anode rod is, it's this thing. There's a lot of impurities in the water that goes through your system. And so one of the things to protect the overall system is that anode rod. And basically a lot of the impurities eat away at that anode rod instead of eating away at the inside of your water tank. So that's an important piece. Now, I'm ashamed to say we've had this rig for about a year, and this is the first time that I'm doing this. You're supposed to check it yearly. If you live in it full time, you should probably check it a little sooner than that, but we just haven't really had the ability to or the time to because we've been traveling so much with the cruises and stuff. So now we are here. So as you'll see here, we have some totes laying here because we're trying to pack things up, put some stuff in storage, and really just get ready. We are down to the last, I think, 7 or 8 days before we head out west. So we're really trying to wrap some things up here. The first thing you need to do is turn off your water heater and let all that super hot water come down, because basically you're purging your entire hot water heater. Once you pull out that anode rod, water's just going to come gushing out, and you really don't want it to be 130-degree water. So we were actually gone last night. I've had the water heater off since yesterday, so that shouldn't be an issue. Let's go. I'm going to go turn off the water at the source so we don't have any water coming in from city water. And then we're going to go ahead and open this thing on up. This is your basic suburban water heater. And then let's see if we can zoom in here. Yeah, that right there, this right here, that's your anode rod. And so we basically have to pull that bad boy out. Once we do, it's going to drain all the water out. So this is also a check relief valve. We have to purge any sort of pressure that's in the lines as well here. Another thing is that a lot of sediment will rest down in the bottom of your tank. So there is like a long nose sprayer that you can attach to a hose that you can stick once your anode rod is out in here to kind of, almost like a black tank flush out everything. So we are going to go ahead and grab a few things. So this is a product I bought to flush out the water heater. It's made by a company named Van Pet, and it is basically a tank flush. We have an attachment here, an adjustable nozzle for probably a tighter stream, and then we have a hose attachment. All right. But yeah, once you pull out the anode rod, you stick this thing down in there and you just give them a good old. Can you focus on the tip, or is that too close? Okay. One thing a lot of people do is they'll put a bin or something under here so that as everything gushes out, you can kind of inspect it later to see like how much sediment there was, etc. It's good to have the instruction manual. The tank in this water heater is protected by a magnesium or aluminum anode to prolong the life of the tank by absorbing the corrosive action of hot water. Under normal use, the anode rod will deteriorate, and because of this, we recommend it be replaced yearly. Okay. Now it does note, places or water with high levels of iron and or sulfate will increase the rate of deterioration. Therefore, more frequent replacement may be required. So, my question, because where we're at has a lot of really hard water, I'm wondering if our rod has been pulled. Okay, let's see. Draining and storage. We need to Check the instructions on that. This basically gives you all the electrical diagrams, so if you have any issues with electrical, so turn off the electrical power to the water heater, either at the switch from the electrical conveyment or the breaker. Okay, so I've already shut that off. Shut off the gas supply to the water heater. Okay, that's off. Turn off the pressure pump on the water system. It is not on. Open both hot and cold water faucets. Remove the anode from the tank. Anode rod is accessible to the front. We know that. And then drain the system. Sure to refill water heater with water and remove all air from the tank and lines before relighting or before turning on electrical power. Okay. That gave me nothing I didn't already know. Cool. I'm expecting water to just come gushing out, but that may not be the case. Okay. There it is. Oh no. That's not good. That is not good. So, it has eaten away pretty much all of the rod. And as you can see all over my arm, there's tons of particulates in here. Stand back, please. Now this may be part of the rod that's just come off. Looks like graham cracker. Yep. Good job. Thank you. All right. Well, don't be like me and change your anode rod sooner rather than later. This did not go as planned. However, we're not stopping. We're going. We're doing. We're cleaning. We're washing. Better late than never, I guess. I can feel if I stick my finger in here, inside the hole, I can feel like I can feel the bottom of the tank. And there's a little bit more sediment that's all backed up right here that I gotta try and get out. You can see all the murky water. It's just a lot of sand and sediment. Well, I would say I'm pretty much where I can be. I think that I've done about as much spraying as I can to get stuff out. A little bit's coming out here and there. I think the majority of it is out. Change the nozzle speed to be a bit more ferocious. A little bit more spray action. Like I know what I'm doing over here. Oh yeah, that's the spot. All right. I think that's gonna about do it. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit, and then I'll probably spray another round. And then we'll put the other anode rod in. We got to fill the tank back up before we turn on anything, any of the elements or anything. So we should be good for now. We'll see you in a second. So now what I've done is I went and rehooked up the city water and turned it on. So it's pressurizing the system, which normally if the anode rod was in there, it'd be filling up the tank. but I just wanted to get a good amount of flow in. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and shut that off and then put the anode rod in. All right, here we go. Stick the anode rod back in there. Now we don't need to like aggressively tighten this at all. We just want to make sure that it doesn't leak. It does have some plumber's tape threaded on there. It should be in there enough. Okay, and now the new anode rod is in there. I'm going to turn the water on. The tank's going to fill up. Once the tank is full, then we can kind of purge the air out of the lines. Then, once I felt like all the air is out of the lines, then I'm going to go ahead and flip the electric switch. We don't use propane to heat up our heater unless we're trying to do a quick recover on like a shower or something. We pretty much only use electric just because we don't need to use propane. So yeah, button this back up and we are, oh, you are full of junk. I'll get all that stuff out of there. Okay. That was changing the anode rod. That was one of maybe 2 or 3 things we need to do before we head out west. So it'll probably be a different day, but on to the next.